The dynamics of prayer itself, there are multiple levels. I mean, prayer can be petition, that you're asking for something. Prayer can be connection. I'm trying to connect to something that's much larger than me. Prayer can be praise. I just want to sing praise to the Creator. There's multiple levels of prayer itself. And the interesting thing about prayer is that if you really want to make your prayers more meaningful, you have to actually surrender these interpretations of prayer. When you pray, you should pray like a child. You can be very complicated and complex and interesting and try to understand things. That should all be prior to prayer. But once you pray, there's a certain simplicity in prayer that I'm just connected. I'm just being in. There's an image that I have of a kid of mine that once walks into the room. One of my children walks into the room and just says, "Tati." And I turned to him and said, like, "What do you want?" And he doesn't say anything. And then he walks out the room. And I realized that that's prayer. The child didn't want anything. The kid didn't want anything from me. He just wanted to know that I'm here. That's prayer. And there's a certain sense like I just want to know. And knowing is it's a very simple thing. It's almost like a child just to know that you're protected. I'm here. And in a way that's prayer. Prayer is just like calling out to God and saying, "I'm here," and knowing that God's here. And everything else about prayer, all the complexity of prayer, is things to do either before prayer or after prayer. But in the prayer itself, there's a famous teaching in Kabbalistic literature that says, "Ani mispal adasta tinok," which means, translate, I pray like a child. Just to pray like a child, just very simple, just to say the words. We're going to talk about the Baal Shem Tov and different great masters. The early Kabbalistic masters gave entire structures to prayer, meaning deep meditations, like when you pray in the Hebrew. So let's say you take one word and there's different numeric values to the word. And what you should focus and meditate when you say the God's name, what does it mean and how it represents numerically. And there's very complex systems of prayer, and you can literally sit and pray with the intentions of, which is called a kavanot, of the Arizal for many, many hours. And along came the Baal Shem Tov and said, no, when you pray, just pray with the words. That's it. That's the intention. The intention of the words, and not even the meaning of the words. Sometimes he says, pray with the letters. Just you're holding an aleph, just you're praying with the aleph, not with the aleph what it means, it's an aleph. That's simplicity of prayer, and it's very, very deep. In a way it's very simple, and in a way it's actually deeper.